coverage.
George from the Exchange, coach. Everything was rolling great until we went on this little road trip. I wouldn't say it was completely bad. I felt like there was only maybe 10 minutes of football that wasn't great, and that's when both teams scored. How do we brush that off? Get ready for Orlando, who's kind of peaking right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. We have to brush it off. I think it's been a really good opportunity. You know, we're frustrated with the results and 100% not content, but it's been a good opportunity to really feel and see when we're good and when we win, and when we're not so good and why we don't win. And I think ultimately the two things we've been really good at has been the intensity that we've played at and the amount of attacking football and chances that we've created, whether it be at home Yankee Stadium, City Field, or away Toronto, Philly, you know, those games where we won on the road. So we've saw the not so good side of us, and we're really clear now on how we play and how we play and win. The intensity comes from our ability to attack games, and when we don't create goal chances, and you know, when I get the data sheet and the stats sheet from the performance guys, and when I see expected goals at 0.6, 0.8, it's a really good marker of a team that, you know, isn't attacking in the way that we have before. And you know, it's a really easy, quick fix for us. We've got to work hard, we've got to apply ourselves properly, and we've got to go play with ambition and a real attacking mentality.
JJ?
Yeah, Orlando is always a tough opponent to play against. Now that they're cruising on their winning streak, what's going to be some of the key points for you guys to keep their chances down and take the game?
Yeah, I think, you know, our best form of defending the game is attacking. And if we attack the games like we did in DC, you know, I think the start of the game is critical for us. You look at the Charlotte game, even though we went 1-0 down, we have the first attack in the game. You see Red Bull, we score straight away. You know, those games where we're on the front foot and we're creating goal chances and we're playing attacking football and we've got an attacking mentality. I do think in the Nashville game, in the LA game, our high pressing was excellent. Our ability to recover the ball and regain the ball in offensive areas from defending moments was good. We just didn't create enough. So for us, we know Orlando are a top team. We know Orlando are. I watched the Chicago game. I had the ability to watch the hour before our game, and I was watching some moments. You know, their front four are excellent. Muriel, Maguire, Angulo, you know, Torres. They have really sharp attackers. But you know, the best form of defending it for us is going and attacking the game.
Okay. Any more questions in the room? Okay. Moving on to the Zoom, Michael Andrew.
Hey Nick, Mike Andrew from Blue City Radio. Thanks for the time. Obviously, striker is a conversation that a lot of us talk about. I'm sure it comes up a lot in conversations that you have, but it also feels like you haven't locked in a definitive wing pairing around that. Can you talk a little bit about those positions as well, where you have guys challenging for minutes?
Yeah, I think Hannes has nailed down the position of playing off the right. I think you can see he's up there with, you know, creating attacking moments and expected goals. He's up there with the top in the league. So I think, you know, we've been really pleased with him. I don't disagree. I think in the number 9 we're looking for somebody to really nail down that position. And you know, I think our culture here is excellent. So we can carry the intensity in the locker room of guys fighting for position and places. You know, and it's competitive. Those 3 guys. You know, Alonso Martinez has put numbers up, but he's had opportunities. Jovan's been in and out, and Mounsef's had probably the bulk of time. And you know, we're encouraging them, we're working with them, we're developing these guys to make sure that, you know, the team needs a guy to put up some numbers. So, you know, that's ongoing, and we're looking at, you know, nailing down that position. And I think you can see off the left between Agustin Ojeda and Malachi Jones, those 2 guys have, I agree, been in and out, but they've both put up moments in different ways. I think Malachi has probably been the shining light for the team in coming off the bench and those dribbling moments. I think he has the moment in the Nashville game where we should tie the game 1-1, where the ball goes across the box, a really sharp, dynamic 1v1 moment. So, yeah, I don't disagree. We're looking for 3 guys to really pin down those positions and push the team forward, and you know, that's an ongoing process for us.
Scott?
Hey, Coach, how are you? Scott Schertz from Stream Post Sports. Appreciate the time. Talk a little bit, expand a little bit on maybe Mounsef Bakrar a little bit. How is he doing right now? How is his head? And any thoughts you've got there? Thanks.
Yeah, he's good. I think, of course, he has a huge desire to put goals up and get back to being the guy that is getting into the goal chances. I think it's been a bit up and down for him. I think you look at, he picked up the knee injury pre-Toronto and took him a little bit of time to shake that off, and then he went away on international duty, which, you know, is something that we're all really proud of and we all really support. And then to come back and get the last two, he's trying to get the rhythm with the team again. I think it's difficult when you're in and you're out, right? So his head is good. He's working. He's worked incredibly hard today, but he's got two guys behind him in Alonso Martinez and Jovan Mijatovic that have a huge desire to be on the pitch, and that the coaching staff are pushing really hard to develop. And, you know, I said after the game in Nashville, we're looking for a guy now to really wear the shirt.
Anthony?
Hey Coach, Anthony Merced with AJM Sports. Quick question about another striker option, Talles Magno. What is his status at this point, and what is keeping him from seeing minutes at this point, almost halfway through the season?
Yeah, it's a fair question, and I think there is no secrets. You can see across our roster that it's hugely competitive in the front half. I think you see that with Andres Jason moving on, that with Hannes and Julian and Agu and Malachi and Talles, and then with Jovan, Alonso and Mounsef, and then Maxi and Santi pushing in the 10. It's incredibly competitive to get into the team, and you know, Talles was really unfortunate to get the injury in pre-season, and then we had to, you know, execute the recovery and the rehab in the injury, and then he had to do the recovery and get back into the full training, and he hasn't played so much football this year. So he's going through the process of getting back to the rhythm. He's in full rhythm, his headspace is good, he's really motivated, he trained really well out there today. It's his birthday, so you know, it was a fun day for him, and the guys all, you know, had a bit of fun with him and really supported him. But it's just, it's competitive, right? Guys are putting up performances and having opportunities, and he's just got to be patient. You know, there is no secret, he missed out on the bench because of Kevin O'Toole had an injury, so Christian McFarlane goes on. Thiago Martins had an injury, so Tane and Justin Hack, Andres Pereira and Keaton Parks were on 4 yellow cards, so Justin Hack had to go in. There's, you know, when we're picking a roster, when we're picking a bench and a team, there's many decisions that go into who is in, who is on the bench, and who is out.
Any more questions? George?
Coach, I need to ask a little off the topic. You know, I feel like MLS guys get overlooked when it comes to international duty. You know, I keep telling everybody I felt like Santi should have maybe been called up to this Uruguayan club. I mean, for the club, it's great that it didn't. Do you feel like other coaches, international coaches, look down on the competition here, so they're hesitant to bring somebody from the MLS to their international club for tournaments like this? I
don't know. You know, I think for our guys, it's about, you know, I say all the time about their performances, and I say all the time about whether you're in the team or out the team, and I say all the time about, I think you can only control what you can control, right? It's not about this guy or that guy, or it's not about this game or that game, or it didn't happen, or you just got to focus on what you can do to make sure that you do everything possible. And that's performing every day in training and performing every day on match day and putting the numbers up. And then if you don't get called, you can't control that, right? Ultimately, the coach of each individual national team has the right to pick. You know, I'm English, right? And there's been a lot of debate around our roster with, you know, Jack Grealish, Harry Maguire, and I think every national team has that. And you got to, you know, understand that it's complex to pick 23, 26 guys. But for our guys, it's about focusing on producing for our team, our fans, making sure that we produce for our football club, and then those good moments come.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.